52.
So Frank, we actually started this conversation off camera, and we wanted to hold off before we got into it because we were talking about the Terminator. And we can go on about like which one movies that we saw, what we didn't like, what we did like, how many of them they were out there, because there's a lot of movies out there. But I wanted to start off the conversation about the actual mythology of Terminator. And not just that, but we really started first with the different ways time travel is depicted in the movies. Like there's the one way it's like the butterfly effect. Like you can't go back in time. You can't change anything because if you do anything, it's going to have catastrophic events in the future.
Yeah, even if you step on a caterpillar.
And then you move this rock over here. Now somebody trips over it, and now somebody doesn't get born because of it. Now there's the other theory that you go back in time, and no matter what you do, the future will fix itself. Like you go back in time and
try to stop Hitler from doing his thing, and
something will happen.
Something will happen. It'll always happen.
Yeah.
There's a theory that if you change something in the past, you're now creating an alternate reality.
There you go.
And so now there's the alternate timeline theory, the flashpoint, if you will. Mm-hmm. See what I did there?
Yeah. I watched that, by the way.
The animated?
The four-parter from... You asked me to watch it. I didn't watch it.
What did you think?
All right, there we go.
I would actually say,
hold on. We're getting.
Wait. Flashpoint was actually not a four-parter. Flashpoint was only like I think a 2 episodes.
Was that? I'm probably getting the title wrong. Was it Crisis at Earth X?
Crisis on Earth X?
Yeah, there it is.
Oh, you didn't like that?
Did not like it.
That is unfortunate.
It is just too much like the shows. I don't like. It's not my cup of tea. What do you want me to say? They're supposed to be in combat fighting bad guys that are talking about RSVPing a wedding. This is so corny.
That was the reason why all the heroes were in one place.
You could have done that.
Well, and that's the kind of thing that they always did in the books. I mean, there was always that extra, because they had to fill a lot of space. It wasn't all action battles. They always had to fill in that, hey, Clark. Like they'd always be calling Superman Clark in the middle of a fucking battle. It was like, what was that? Stop calling each other Clark, Bruce, and Diana in the middle of a fucking city while you're, it was like, so.
Well, they can't hear us over the boom.
Yeah, right.
You never know.
Yeah.
And my cousin didn't like it either. He said, I paid $10 for this.
He
bought it on Vudu. Yeah, Vudu sold the 4 episodes, and he was upset because he actually spent money on it.
Yeah.
$10 is a pretty decent price when you're talking about it was 4 hours of show, somewhere like that.
So if it's bad, you feel like you got to rip it off. $2.50 per episode
wasn't bad, but anyway, I digress.
Sorry about that.
Going back to the alternate, like when you're talking about Terminator, I mean, in the beginning, it was not in the beginning. God created it. No, you got John Connor sends back Kyle Reese to the past to protect Sarah Connor.
Mm-hmm.
In doing this, Reese falls in love with Sarah Connor. They have a baby and make John Connor.
Mind blown.
So it's like, what happens first? How is John Connor? How does he even exist in the future to send his father back in time to meet his mother to create him?
Yeah, it was a hole in the original plot, but I got to say, the original was done well. Yeah, it's a hole.
Well, some people think that time isn't actually moving along, that it's already just everything that's happened has already happened.
Everything that's happened's already happened.
So you can send someone back, but I don't feel that way. I don't think the events have already been done. But I don't know. Shit.
You could explain it in a way if you wanted to like really get into it and say, well, she had sex with somebody and made some baby named John Connor that then grew up, sent Kyle Reese back, and made the John Connor that needed to be there for the future. There's always a way to fill the hole.
That's what she said.
That's
But
what
I gotta say though, the original Terminator is flawless. Almost no holes in it. It was.
I agree.
Well done.
Well done and executed. And just a little sidebar. When Arnold Schwarzenegger was originally cast, when they were having the meetings and stuff, they wanted him to be Kyle Reese. They wanted him to be the hero. Right. And he was like, no, I want to be the Terminator. They were like, you don't understand. That's the bad guy. That's the villain in this.
He said, I do understand.
And he actually tried to.
Where the money's at.
Yeah, he wanted to. He knew, or he had enough faith in himself, I guess. Enough confidence in himself that he can pull that off.
You know what I wanted to see? I wanted to see, and in some alternate timeline, I'm sure it exists, where O.J. Simpson was actually the Terminator. Because that's what they originally wanted.
It existed in real life in 1994 or something, right?
Oh, my God. Oh, this took a dark turn.
Tangent.
You know, that interview recently surfaced where he was talking about the book that he was writing. And it wasn't him. It was that guy, Charlie. Charlie did all this, and he was just like, man, there's blood all over the place. Charlie, what did you do?
Yeah, so I ain't saying I did it, but here's exactly what happened. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well,
God damn it.
Sounds like one of those Ice-T explanations. Now, I ain't saying I killed that motherfucker, but if I did kill him, it would have went down just like this. You know? Just
like this. I wonder what that shit would sound like. Well, what's dope about the Terminators that James Cameron and Gale Ann Hurd actually came up with this concept, and I believe James Cameron had a dream in which he really thought about the concept, and I think this dream was actually based on some shit that he saw before, because it had been done in a way before, but he just perfected it though. Terminator is just, like John said, perfect.
I mean, we were talking about this earlier. I mean, there's not many brand new original ideas coming out of Hollywood. Everything has an aspect of something else.
Yeah.
You know,
they're stealing from somebody.
We were talking about all these girls that are, well, these now young adult movies with the girls and the guys, and they're trying to find love through, they got some type of debilitating disease or something like that, and it's all, you know,
the boy in the plastic bubble.
Boy in the plastic bubble. You know, they're just flipping it and doing something different.
And
well, I know you're not DC guys, but it's like they have to steal from something to make it good. They used to say, the old DC guys used to say, if you didn't steal from at least 3 different other superheroes, you didn't have a success on your hands.
And I am a DC guy.
Okay. What did you think of the Black Panther?
No, DC stands for Donkey Cock.
Black Panther.
That way.
Black Panther stole from one of my favorite stories out of DC. That was Gorilla Grodd, when he fought the Flash. The hidden African city where they were advanced well beyond the rest of the world. Gorilla Grodd tried to bring their weaponry and their technology out of Gorilla City to dominate the world. I was like, I have seen this before, and I love the original story. But I don't fall them for that. Everybody steals a little bit.
Yeah, that's right.
They stole that for the comics first, and then the movie took it from there. So, like, they probably didn't even know. Yeah, but originally, the comic people clearly borrowed directly from that.
Oh, yeah.
So speaking of originality, I love how Gorilla Grodd is from Gorilla City.
Yeah.
Well, they put a lot of thought into that.
I'm saying, the DC was so stupid. They could have.
They had a whole gorilla thing going for at least 5, 6 years there, man. There was Gorilla Grodd, there was Kongorilla, there was a couple more, and like 15 issues of Detective Comics have Batman holding a big ape over his head. You know, some days you can't get rid of an ape.
Well, with that being said, you're right. There are times where you're going to be inspired by other things.
Yeah.
And this happens. Terminator was almost that perfect movie. You were invested in it, and the only thing you didn't think it was going to get any better. Then they made Terminator 2: Judgment Day, which, in my opinion, it's the best movie of the entire series.
Ooh, I got to tell you guys this, right? When that movie came out, I was stationed at 29 Palms.
Yep.
Out in the middle of nowhere. We had no cable TV on base. We were just cut off from the rest of the world. Every weekend we would go down to LA,
right,
to just know that the country still existed around us. There was no nuclear holocaust or anything.
Right.
That's how separated it was. We went to the drive-in to see Terminator 2,
yes,
and it took us all by surprise. When Arnold shielded the first scene, when he shielded him, you heard, and we're outside, gasp. You know, it was
the whole time you thought he was coming to
kill
John Connor.
And I'm looking at the timeline of the cop, and I'm like, you're not going to make it on time. He's going to get there first.
Yeah,
he protected him, blew my mind. Yeah. I was so happy no one ruined that movie before.
Yeah,
definitely.
It was a. You talk about the best heel turn to a baby face. That was great. Nobody saw that coming. It was good. Arnold Schwarzenegger was on late night television on the Arsenio Hall show. And I remember when he looked at Arsenio, he said, "This movie is going to be the biggest movie of the summer."
They had spent a grip of money on it for one, and the new special effects that they came out with, mind-blowing.
The morphing, the liquid metal.
And that you got to
perfected in the black and white video.
Props to Amiga. Company that doesn't exist anymore, for inventing that technology.
The computer company. Yeah. Did anyone ever?
Well, I remember that
I had a roommate that owned it.
Didn't they try it? Didn't they kind of filter that out in the Abyss first? Because it was the water monster or something like that. I do remember that scene.
Yeah, the water.
What was it?
But James Cameron, man, he's
it's still James Cameron movie, right?
You know what I'm saying?
It was good.
So he was stealing from himself.
Well, my opinion is Terminator is better. T2 is not as good a movie, but definitely a damn as good movie as you know. And I didn't want to go into this territory ranking all the Terminator movies, but I think we're just going to have to go to that.
I was fortunate enough to see the movie that most people didn't. The original Terminator 3 was one of the attractions at Universal Studios.
Yes, I remember.
I saw that Terminator 3 show, and you guys saw it.
Yeah, me too.
That was awesome.
That was awesome. We were in the chairs and it was moving, and
I thought I was in a bad seat.
Yeah, no,
I was like all here. And here's Sarah Connor standing right here. I was like, oh my god, this show's amazing. You're standing right.
You felt like you were. That's when I was, because I'm a fan of Terminator, and I saw all the Terminators.
Oh yeah, and, we'll get to it.
And I love Terminator. I was a real fan of Terminator, the Sarah Connor Chronicles.
I didn't watch it.
I watched that. I think it was 2 seasons, maybe 3 seasons. I can't remember.
I heard it was really good, but just for some reason.
Don't mess around with my Sarah Connor.
I stuck with the Terminator, and even when I saw Genesis, I thought there was an interesting idea, concept that I wanted to try, but I think that they ultimately pooed on the entire storyline of Terminator by making John, the way they depicted John Connor, and then the guy who played it didn't seem. He
didn't seem interested.
He was not interesting.
And then the Sarah Connor was terrible.
I saw the one with Christian Bale.
Yes.
All I remember about it is that Christian Bale was in it.
Yes, it was not.
I saw the third one.
It was not good.
The third one I thought was pretty good. It wasn't as good as the first one.
I hate myself. Therefore, I watched that movie, but it's not good.
Yeah,
Rise of the Machines.
I didn't see the
So
others.
for me, it's sometimes it really goes into the casting. I think Nick Stahl for T3. I think Nick Stahl is a good actor. He's an accomplished.
Yeah.
There's a couple of things that he does, especially indie movies. He brings a certain gravitas to it and brings it out. A big budget picture where he's the star. Dude, no, Nick Stahl was not the guy.
He played a great character in what do you call it? The Jessica Alba, the damn thing.
Sin City.
Sin City. Thank you. He was a great character.
He was that villain.
The yellow bastard.
The yellow bastard guy. And then there was this other little indie movie about these white boys that killed this kid in Florida.
Oh, that was with Bruce Willis again, right?
Yeah, Bruce Willis. Yeah.
And that was based on a true story.
Yeah, it was Bruce Willis, and who else was that other kid?
Justin Timberlake.
Justin Timberlake.
Oh,
no.
I know you're talking about.
No, you're talking Alpha Dog.
Okay.
You're talking Alpha Dog. It wasn't Alpha Dog. It was the other kid, the kid from The Client, and Bijou Phillips was in it. And it was a kid that was getting.
All right, we're giving
bullied.
Nick Stahl way too much love right now.
Well, okay.
He's an actor, yes. Terrible.
And Claire Danes, and it was. I don't know, man. Claire Danes.
But the plot was very good. I thought.
I also think the plot is good. I think the stories are good. They're just it's not well executed after.
I agree with you.
Judgment
That would probably be the problem with third one.
And that's why I was saying again when you talk about the show. One thing about episodic television,
2008 to 2009,
you get a couple of episodes in a movie. You got one shot, an hour and a half, 2 hours to get it. If you don't get it, you bust it. A TV show, you can have some episodes that don't work and episodes that do work. And I was a fan of Brian Austin Green. I like seeing him working as a badass. He was good.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And I think the kid was Thomas Dekker, and Lena Headey was Sarah Connor, and Summer Glau.
Summer Glau.
She played another female Terminator, and it was good. Young and attractive, and it was good. It was good. It was a good cast. They had a good story, and they were doing the stuff.
Well, listen, the best Terminator is Terminator X. Definitely. Well, I tell you what. T1 great, T2 awesome, T3 T4 Jesus Christ, they should have ended it, and they're gonna.
And now, well, from what I understand, the sixth Terminator is actually going to be
7.
right after Judgment. 7? Did we miss some?
Wait, what?
1, 2,
Which
3,
Terminator?
4, 5. All right, no, it is 6. So you're right.
Ooh, scared me.
Yeah,
Shit, which one did I miss?
So, from what I understand,
they're going to go back.
It's going to go right after Judgment Day.
Yeah, because they got everybody back because Cameron has the rights now, or he will in January. So it's supposed to have Arnold.
That's what we need.
And Linda Hamilton and probably Ed Furlong as an actual 40-something John Connor now. Because he has shit to do. He's not busy.
Well, he ran into some things.
Yeah. Well, you know what? No one thought that Arnold Schwarzenegger, who starred in all of the movies, well,
no, he missed one.
He was barely in Salvation.
In Salvation, I think it was a CGI Arnold.
Yeah, that's true. That's not a good Arnold because it looks fake as shit. The CGI Arnold. Yeah. Just get old Arnold with his saggy titties out there. I want to see that Arnold.
You know what I want to see? I want to see Arnold's kid as the Terminator.
That could work.
Not Patrick, because he's in that Midnight movie.
The other gentleman one again, the housekeeper.
The housekeeper
really looks like.
How the hell was that kid in the house? Maria Shriver, isn't she a journalist?
She was. Man, she's busy.
How busy? This mother. You look.
Yeah.
He barely looks like Arnold. He doesn't even look like him at all, in my opinion. Yeah. And like I said, he's in that Midnight movie with the girl. He's the girl who can't come out at night.
Yeah.
He's an actor. But the other kid, the maid's kid, He's walking.
Like Arnold.
He looks
Jr.
like a young Arnold.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn.
Yeah, he's got the stink jaw.
I'm like,
Does
how
he
the
have the
hell?
accent?
Man, well, yes, because he's Mexican.
Not that accent.
Well, what other accent is he going to have?
He combines them both, right? So he said a lot of things like this, senor.
He didn't grow up. He didn't grow up in Austria. He still grew up in L.A. So he was still with his people. When they left the Schwarzenegger home, he still went to the barrio in East L.A. I assume that they lived there. I don't know.
You are assuming a lot. That they lived in the barrio too.
In East L.A. And you'd have to take 2 buses to get to the Schwarzenegger house. They'll clean his shit and fuck him. And she's a maid, like for real.
Hey, that's what.
Looking like Abuelita.
Abuelita. Yeah.
Anyway,
we digress.
I
mean, the impression of Arnold Schwarzenegger, he did create himself big time, and I bet that he's going to download his own consciousness into his son. This is all a movie plot.
I want to say, switching gears just slightly, we really didn't go too much into the actual. I mean, what Terminator really was man putting too much faith in machines, and then the machines
turning on man.
And so, I guess, what was it? I want to say about 3 weeks ago, something went wrong with a bunch of people's Alexa. Like Alexa started this maniacal laugh, and every now and then, Alexa does what she wants to do. Now, we're the kind of house, we got Alexas in like 4 or 5 rooms. And, you know, every time we do something, the kids are always like, hey, Alexa this, Alexa that. And the wife wanted to do something else. They get the, what is it, the Echo Home or whatever. And I was like, I don't know. Because right now, it's like
you're being recorded.
Yeah, everything.
Well, you're not. But the only way that the thing that was making it laugh was some rogue app that people had installed. That's why it was only happening to certain people. Is they all had the same thing installed, and the person who programmed that was probably being, haha, watch this, because anybody can.
I'll tell you what. The Kuwata household, you guys shouldn't have upgraded to that laser beam package. That's going to be the death of you.
Yeah. We got too much stuff going on.
They're not recording everything. If you knew how much, if you took every person who had one of those devices, and recorded 24/7, we'd have to be parking those files on the moon. You know, you're talking, if there's 300 million Americans, United States to surveil everyone, we would need a country like 5 times as large doing the surveillance on everyone in America.
Well, there's
surveillance, just surveilling one person is a 4 or 5 man job. It's extremely expensive.
You know what? You are sounding like a company man right now.
You know what I did in the Marines? I was electronic intelligence.
Right.
Yeah.
We went out and we did surveillance.
Hey,
it's just impossible to do it on such a
vast scale.
Yeah,
I get it.
Okay,
I understand. Right. The movies make it seem,
and that's what you want us to believe.
Oh,
and so
that's why
I'm saying is
that's something you can check yourself. Actually, if you want to monitor your output of your internet, you can look and see that it's not outputting anything to the cloud until you say the word that wakes it up, because that's what then wakes it up, and it records you for a couple seconds to see what you're saying, and then it stops. Everything you've ever said to it, there's a recording of it in your history if you want to go listen to them back. And you can hear everything your wife said, your kids said, every single thing you've ever said to it is recorded in history unless you've already deleted it. So you can go back and play messages for years, but they're all short. You can see exactly what it recorded. You know?
It's searching for keywords. If you don't say the keyword,
if you don't trigger
it's not going to record it.
Right.
And once you're done saying the keyword, it's not.
What is the keyword, John?
It's your wake For you, it's the word that I can't say because she'll wake up and say, "What do you want?" But some people have it set to Amazon, some people have it set to Echo. But that word. Right. Or some people have OK Google. There's all that shit now. God, see now my phone totally just.
See what I'm saying? Rise of the machine is what I'm trying to get to. You guys need to wake up.
I see what. Here's the other thing. I think the internet is worldwide. That it's like it's ready to go Skynet. All the internet is connecting your computer to a really large hard drive that's already been filled.
Yeah.
That you can access and write to. That's all the internet is. If we could share processing power, we wouldn't be buying video cards to play the latest video games because we could just borrow
you
the
can do
processing
it now.
power.
They're starting to do that
computers.
where you can play the game on a cloud machine and stream it locally. But if your internet's not, fiber optic at this point, it's still not a good solution. But they're
I know the master slave technology has been around since the 80s. They call it master slave technology.
I'm saying, say it one more time.
I didn't make up the term.
I'm just asking you to say what you said.
I didn't make up the term.
All right, Dyson. I'm trying to tell you.
I'm Miles Dyson.
I call shenanigans.
In there. Well, if you want to play blind man, you go ahead.
No, what it is
I got my eyes wide open.
Takes over the other computer, uses its resources, uses its drives.
So when the master takes over the slave.
And computers, we're not talking about
American history.
American history.
I'm talking about history.
That technology has existed since the 80s. But since the 80s, it never really worked well. And it's always had problems. And then then they came out with Windows NT and their networking machines, and that damn thing was always going down.
And what we're doing now, we're telling on ourselves anyway, because Facebook apparently, you're putting your own shit on Facebook, and surprise, surprise, they're selling it to people.
Yeah,
who didn't know that? Anything that you're getting for free is because you are the product, and that's how it works.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah,
they're not a charity,
right?
Yeah, and they're obviously they're like, they're making billions of dollars. Well, where do you think the billions of dollars come from? It doesn't just magically pop up, or else we'd all have a company.
Bitcoins.
Yeah.
Bitcoins.
Invested. The funniest thing, when Bitcoin was doing its huge spike, I was having this several guys that I worked with. Well, that's subcontractors.
Several guys. Bitcoin.
Basically trying to jerk off the Bitcoin and get their little piece out of it. It was crazy. Like, I'm putting my whole paycheck in a Bitcoin.
Don't do that.
Oh, no.
The whole thing pisses me off because I had, like a dozen of them or something when they were worth 0.00001 cent a piece. And I said, and I lost it years ago on who knows which hard drive that's probably long dead. So that would be like, it would have been like $200,000 or something. But the worst thing is the guy who spent, back when they were also worth a fraction of a penny, he spent 150,000 of them to get somebody to deliver a pizza. It was like, haha, I got them to deliver a pizza for just this stupid 150,000 fake things, which now he'd be like a quadrillionaire or something.
Quadrillionaire, yeah.
For a pizza. Guy's like, he's like, I can't even feel bad about it. What the fuck am I gonna do? I'll either have to accept it or kill myself.
Why not both?
Well, and if you can go back in time,
better been a damn good pizza for that much money.
If you can go back in time and do it all over again,
I would have sex with my mom. What?
That was weird.
That was the plot from Back to the Future.
It was. I got it.
Well, it wasn't his goal.
Still weird.
Hey, you don't know. They could cut that scene.
It wasn't his goal.
They could have cut that scene.
It just was happening.
It was steamy.
You really could have stopped it.
Well, I just want to say,
Mom was
my point. I had like a point, and I was going to put them together. It's all gone now. Thank you. So with that, for Frank G, Ralphie D, Johnny Blaze, I'm Cool Water Kurt saying the future is not set. There's no fate but what we make for ourselves. John Connor.
Which timeline / year was that?
That was the first time they ever said it.
Oh, all right. Terminator.
Okay. After that, it just says there's no fate by what we make.
Yeah.
I'll be back.
I didn't want to do that one. That's
didn't
the
wanna
one.
do that
That's
It's the most famous line from the movie.
I know, but that's like the gimme.
Odds on it. Pull yourself together.